Number 1. In the northern hemisphere, the reason that cold fronts are often preceded by rain and cloudy weather, which quickly clears to reveal bright, clear skies and sunshine, accompanied by colder temperatures, is primarily due to the fact that A. Low-pressure systems that push cold air south often accumulate unstable moisture in front of them. B. High-pressure systems that push cold air south often accumulate unstable moisture in front of them. C. Water cannot evaporate in very cold air, so rain storms cannot develop behind cold fronts. D. Winds blow on a higher temperature days. Winds only blow on higher temperature days. Number 2, based on the weather map shown, the current conditions in Colorado are likely F, cold and wet, G, cold and dry, H, warm and wet, or J, warm and dry. Number 3, the term jet stream is often used by weather forecasters to describe A, the cloud-like condensation trails that are sometimes seen behind jet aircraft, B, warm Pacific winds associated with volcanic activity in the western Pacific, which carry heat to the North Pole, C, solar winds that bring high-energy particles to the upper atmosphere, providing heat, which sets off convection cycles, disturbing weather in the tropical latitudes, or D, the west to east winds that circle the globe, often just below the poles in latitude and just beneath the stratosphere in elevation. Number 4, the Earth moves in predictable patterns. One of these patterns causes approximately 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness during a 24-hour period. In areas around the equator, this movement is referred to as a F, rotation, G, equinox, H, photoperiod, or J, a revolution. Number 5, the seasons Earth experiences result from A, the Earth rotating on its axis while it revolves around the sun, B, the Earth being tilted on its axis while it revolves around the sun, C, the sun moving near the Earth, or D, the Earth moving near the sun. Number 6, the Hertzsprung-Russell diagram below shows how the brightness, surface temperature, and colors of stars are related. Which of these observations of Barnard's star is most likely accurate? F, Barnard's star is less bright than the sun, has a surface temperature below 38,000 K, and is red. G, Barnard's star is less bright than the sun, has a surface temperature above 3800 K, and is red. H, Barnard's star is brighter than the sun, has a surface temperature below 5300 K, and is yellow. Or J, Barnard's star is brighter than the sun, has a surface temperature above 5300 K, and is yellow. Number 7, a large cloud of gas and dust from which a star begins is known as a black hole, B, quasar, C, supernova, or D, nebula. Number 8, the table shows stages of a life of a small star. The life of a small star. Stages. Here are the characteristics of each stage. Stage 1, birth of a star, region of high density condenses into a huge globule of gas and dust and contracts under its own gravity called a nebula. Number 2, stage 2, region of condensing matter begins to heat up and starts to glow, called a protostar. Stage 3, temperatures get high enough for nuclear reactions to occur in which hydrogen fuses to form helium. Stage 4, star begins to release energy and stops contracting, causing it to shine, called a main sequence star. Number 5, stage 5 remains a main sequence star until all of the hydrogen has fused to form helium. 6, helium core starts to contract further and reactions begin to occur in a shell around the core. 7, the core becomes hot enough for the helium to fuse to form carbon. Outer layers begin to expand, cool, and shine less brightly, called a red giant. Stage 8. Helium core runs out and outer layers drift away from the core as a gaseous shell. Gaseous shell. Stage 9. Remaining core is in its final stage. Core becomes a white dwarf as it cools and dims. When it stops shining, it dies and becomes a black dwarf. Okay, here's your question. Our sun is currently in which of these stages? 2, 4, 7, or 9? Number 9. According to the diagram, which of these types of stars is the brightest? A hot white dwarf. B, a hot main sequence star. C, a cool supergiant. Or D, a cool giant. Number 10. According to the graph above, which stars are most likely to increase in brightness as they increase in temperature? F, main sequence stars and red giants. G, red giants and supergiants. H, supergiants and white dwarfs. Or J, white dwarfs and main sequence stars. Number 11. The light year is a unit used by astronomers who study the universe. Which of the following does the light year measure? Age, B, brightness, C, distance, or D, time. 12. Which of the following is most likely the moon phase for when the Earth is experiencing a neap tide? Number 13. Which diagram represents the alignment of the Earth, Sun, and Moon during a neap tide? Number 14. Which diagram represents the alignment of the Earth, Moon, and Sun during a spring tide? 15. The diagram below shows 4 phases of the Moon as it revolves around the Earth. A student builds a model based on this diagram. The student uses foam balls to represent the Moon and Earth and a flashlight to represent the Sun. The student should shine the flashlight on the model of the Earth from position 1, 2, 3, or 4. 16. The graph illustrates the amount of moonlight measured over a period of time. Which is the approximate length of time from point A on the graph to point C on the graph? F, 7 days, G, 14 days, H, 21 days, or J, 28 days? 17. The graph illustrates the amount of moonlight measured over a period of time. What moon phase diagram matches point C on the graph? 18. The graph illustrates the amount of moonlight measured over a period of time. What moon phase is occurring at point A on the graph? F, full moon, G, first quarter moon, H, new moon, or J, third quarter moon? Or 9. What is the phase of the moon indicated by number 1 in the diagram shown above? A, waning crescent phase, B, waning gibbous phase, C, waxing crescent phase, or D, waxing gibbous phase? At which position on the diagram above does the waxing gibbous phase of the moon occur? 1, 2, 3, or 4. Waxing gibbous. 21. A student is drawing a diagram to show the positions of Earth, the moon, and the sun during a full moon. Where on the diagram should the student place the moon to accurately show its position relative to the Earth and sun during a full moon? So where should they place the moon? 1, 2, 3, or 4 to get a full moon. Number 22. Mrs. Gupta is a Cub Scout den mother. She is taking a troop of boys on a camp out and believes it will be easier if she schedules the outing to happen during the full moon. Last night she observed a waning gibbous moon. Approximately how many days will she have to wait before the next full moon? 7, 14, 21, or 28? Number 23. Which diagram best represents the relationship of Earth, Moon, and Sun during a new moon? Okay, let's start over. Which diagram best represents the relationship of the Earth, Moon, and Sun during the new moon phase? Diagram A, B, C, or D? 24. Which of these locations on Earth experiences the least change in the number of daylight hours throughout the year? F, the equator, G, the North Pole, H, the Tropic of Cancer, or J, the Tropic of Capricorn? 25. Which of the following best describes the length of days in Australia when the Earth and Sun are positioned as shown in January in the diagram above? A, long days, B, continual daylight, C, short days, or D, continual darkness? 26. Which of the following diagrams illustrates the position of the sun and earth on the longest day of the year in the northern hemisphere? 27. Which factor best explains the reason that the average summer temperatures are higher than winter temperatures in North America? A, the earth is closer to the sun during the summer months. B, cyclical activity on the sun causes more radiant energy to be produced. C, North America is tilted towards the sun during the summer months. Or D, ocean water temperatures near the equator influence North America during the summer. 28. How long does it take Earth to move from point A to point C? 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, or 12 months? 29. Which point on the diagram best represents the relationship between Earth and Sun when it is summer in North America? A, B, C, or D? 30. If this weather system continues to move in the same general direction for the next 24 hours, what changes in weather should the residents of Minneapolis expect? F, the temperature will increase and conditions will be dry. G, the temperature will drop and precipitation should be expected. Or H, the temperature will increase and precipitation should be expected. Or J, the temperature will drop and conditions will be dry. And number 31. The low pressure system that passed through Dallas most likely caused what change? A, sunny skies were replaced by cloudy conditions. B, violent storms occurred. C, the temperature rose and it rained. Or D, the weather conditions generally don't change when a low pressure system moves through.